Hi everybody. We're here. It was
How long did you
weird.
have to stay with the turtles?
I like probably 10 minutes. I was not even. I ran as soon as they came to me, I ran away and I was like, get them out of here. But then I felt like that was probably rude. And but good. I don't know how to interact with turtles. So probably like 10 minutes. And then some people wanted pictures with turtles. And so I was like,
And
girl.
when they saw it wasn't a hit, they probably just took off. Like, all right, guys, let's go. This ain't working.
No, but it was apparently, like, some people were really into it, but, like, I just don't know how to pose with characters. It was yeah, I just ran. Um, so if anyone is wondering what we're talking about, we had the beach drops or not the be
No, the idol hunt.
Girl, why do you look so tiny in the bottom?
Is that better? Because my stand was up taller.
I
Oh,
like
my chair is low too.
I was like, "Girl, is this an optical illusion?" Screw it, I'm uncomfortable right now because I ate too
Nina
much.
had spent the night because of the storm. So my desk is up against the wall so I can pull out my sofa, my
Oh,
pull out sofa. Um,
is she
but
sleeping
yeah,
in there?
guys, so today was the idol hunt. I did it in North Carolina in Raleigh with Rob Sesternino, Johnny Fairplay, and Jesse. And Carolyn did hers in Minnesota at the Mall of the Americas with the Mutant Ninja Turtles that showed up. We had lines. Gosh, we had lines for days. Like I did, we tried our best towards the end to rush through to get as pictures with as many fans as possible because they had started lining up at 5 in the morning and they didn't open up the museum until 10 a.m.
What in that see, and that's what I learned is what the heck? Like, the dedication of some of these people, it made me feel just like crap. Not like crap, but it made me feel like I've never been a fan if I'm not waking up and getting in a line at 5 in the morning. What kind of fan have I ever been?
Well, and the good thing was that they said as long as you get in between these times, you still have a shot at winning the idol because and this is the confusing part. At first I heard it was one person per state. Then something changed and then today it is one person per state. So there will be 50 fans that are
Yep.
lucky enough to win tickets, one ticket. I don't know that it's two. I think it's one
Oh,
ticket to
oh,
the
it's only
finale.
it's only one? They don't get to bring
I
a
don't
guest?
know, but they get to go to the finale. That person who wins gets to go to the finale. I don't know if it's two tickets, if you get a companion, but you know,
'Cause I gave everyone my number and I said, "Put me as your plus one."
oh, girl, you didn't give these people your number.
Yeah, I did. I met a lot of babies. There were so many babies in line.
I saw a couple of babies here, but the weather was not baby friendly. There was this one cute little baby with really, really pink cheeks and a pink chin and a pink nose. And I'm like, gosh, it's just way too cold. And it's obvious. But, the parents are dedicated. And I guess baby and mom and dad, everyone's going to the finale. So listen, everyone's trying to get a shot, and I don't blame them. It's rare for something like this to come around. It's taken 50 seasons for the fans to have an opportunity to win their way to the finale. A lot of times it was the players, their families, and then just a lot of outlets, a lot of reporters, a lot of advertisers that, pay to be on the Survivor advertising, and so a lot of those seats would go, to other people other than, like, huge fans. So now it's gonna be full of fans, so I'm excited
It's
for that.
as it should, and I feel like wasn't Cochran always there in the past too?
Cochran would be there. It depends on where they did it. If they did it in, California, you'd have all the, like, old school survivors from LA. If it was in New York, then you had over there, they're called Cheese and Wine. You'd have all the Cheese and Wine survivors. So, yeah.
So, do you think you'll get invited?
I doubt it. But you know what? If we don't, we could just pull up in there and damn do our own little party.
If I wasn't so, like, crazy like,
Yeah.
it is a little weird being cut and then showing up, right?
No, it wouldn't be. Listen, we've all gone through it before season 50 and everyone that hoped to get on, if that's what you're talking about. We've had seasons along the way where people imagine, remember the one season I remember where Troyzan was in the audience and the fans voted and then they come up to you and you think Jeff is gonna say, hey, you're gonna go to Survivor, and then someone ends up taking your spot. Do you remember that when the fans voted? So yeah, there was a lot of people in the audience, and let me see, the non-selected people was T-Bird, Brad Culpepper,
But
Max, Mike Holloway, Shane Powers, Jim, Carolyn, Troyzan, Natalie, Sabrina, Stephanie, and Michaela. So all those people sat in that theater with their bags packed, ready to go. And the ones that did get chosen were um Venus, Sharon, PG, Jeff, Monica, Terry, Wu, Cass, Andrew Savage, Kelly, Sierra, Stephen, Joe Anglam, Abby, Kimmy, Keith, whose soul rest in peace, Kelly, Wentworth, Spencer, Tasha, and Jeremy won.
that's so crazy. I like that though, like, the fan did they didn't they pick who they were gonna put on, like, the ballot, though?
I I think they put all the specific people, then there was a lot, then they narrowed it down, then they grabbed the ones. So there was like rounds of voting, if I'm not mistaken. If we're wrong, fans, set us straight.
Yeah, I don't like girl. So, yeah, that's depressing, so, like but,
So there's been, all I'm saying is there's been plenty of seasons throughout the years where people were disappointed that they didn't get on the show. I mean, I
oh,
know 50 was huge.
no, no, I'm not I just said I think it might be weird to, like, show up at the reunion or what is it called? The finale reunion? What would it be?
Different.
The reunion
So this is a Pearl Islands shirt that I got when I won Survivor Pearl Islands and I was 27 years old. I'm 51. And let me tell you, thank God they sent it to me in large. Cause I think I complained about it when I was a small. And I was like, this big ass shirt.
no
What?
one
I
wants I
fit in it now.
I thought that was the Johnny Fairplay. I was gonna say Johnny Fairplay selling those? That looks like a
Oh no,
copyright
girl,
issue.
this is legit Survivor CBS t-shirt. This is
Oh,
oh
I thought you were
no,
wearing
the shirt Fair
Fairplays.
Play gave me. I'll wear it another day, but it's just Fair Play and an outline of Fair Play, an outline of Richard Hatch, and it says robbed icons. So they were robbed.
What when did he come out with that? I just thought that if he was gonna be, like, like, selling his merch, I thought it would've been, like, 50 merch.
Oh no, 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 no. This is just the t-shirts he puts on his podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we had a blast, though. I was glad to be there, met some great people per usual, and I had a great time. I get overwhelmed in crowds of that many. However, I had the turtles to help me, and it was great. It was a fun time, so we're glad to be there. So, this episode whoa, I can't re there's okay, yeah, yeah. So, we have a jam-packed episode. No, good. We're gonna get into it.
I'll start us off. Lisa goes home. She's an icon. She's a legend. Um, she exited with grace simply because it wasn't like on some of the roundtables where they give up other traitors, or when they're, in the circle of truth, they're directly looking at other traitors and kind of like giving away something.
It's
But
so hard not to do that, though, I will say.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would think it would be against the rules to,
It is.
but people do what they want to do. But anyway, so we start the episode with them just rehashing what happened in the last episode, which was Lisa goes home. Candace voted for Rob as a hint.
Which I didn't
Girl.
think that that would happen where people were, like, looking at that hard and thinking like, "Well, why" but they were paying attention to the way that she was voting, and they're like, "Why are you now doing this random vote? Why now when you've been so consistent?" So I never in a million years did I think that the random vote would really throw people off the or would really put her on their scent because in the p like, my season, everyone was throwing random votes, and that never ever but I think it's because Candace is smart, and she's been a part of the votes. She's voted a certain way, she's been open about that. So doing something different, I think yeah.
Well, it's true. They were paying attention, but not only that, she was constantly always saying, I'm going to vote and I'm going to stay consistent. And I think this person's a traitor. I voted for him last week, the week prior. I'm going to continue voting. And that's what did her in. Like, it really, she did it with Ron, she did it with Donna Kelsey. Like, she was like, it's this, like, I'm gonna be consistent. And then out of nowhere, now consistency's out the window. People were sus.
Well, it sucks though, I'm not gonna lie, like, I love me, like, a good fight in the turret, but, like, I'd be pissed too if I were her, I would be, because I do I can see Rob's side as well, but I think that, like, Rob easily as well could have defended Lisa a little bit more. He didn't do nothing to, like, stop it, which again, why he did I saw his argument with that too. But then Candace too, it's like he there's no helping her. He just let
Yeah.
her and that's the truth is she didn't have the allies that he had.
Yeah, and I said it last week too. I wish that they would have had a conversation, like even in the turret, like, Lisa, tomorrow's a new day. But if your name is being said throughout the castle even more than the day before, then my hands are tied. Like, I'm not going down with you. You shouldn't want me to go down with you. Because we built this relationship in the turret. Same for Candace. Candace, I want you to know, I'm not going to say anything about Lisa, but if I hear at that round table, which they do a lot of times and they don't show us that specific people are going to vote a specific way, because I do it like, Carolyn, I'm voting for you. I'm sorry, but the evidence here is just, like, it's a lot. People are direct in telling you who they're going to vote. So if I hear that Lisa's going to get a ton of votes, I'm sorry, but I'm going with the crowd, because I'm not going to put my neck on the line. Because what did Colton say? Whenever we go after the housewives, look to see who's defending them.
But, like, Rob was the
So
one
Rob couldn't defend them.
what?
So Rob couldn't defend them because that's exactly what other people are looking for.
So, yes, he's smart in that regard. Yeah, yes, I see what you're saying. I think unless could be editing too. Obviously, Jam said the thing about, "It's Lisa," but I feel like it easily coulda went Natalie, and it wasn't until, the way I see it, it wasn't until Rob really is what drove it home with going Lisa. So I don't know if I feel like Candace was trying to play like a loyal traitor game. I do, like, trying to, like, stay together as long as you can, and I do think he kinda jumped the gun with some of it. I get where he's coming from, I get his side, I get his he doesn't wanna, like, throw himself out there to help someone else, but I don't think you need to as a traitor, need to, like, encourage it either. But again, we're not here to be
I
loyal to
do
all the
agree
traitors.
there. I wouldn't go as a I've never been in that position, so I don't know how I would play as a traitor. You've been in that position, so you know more than me. If I
So
was
you
a
probably still know more
traitor
than
and
me.
if I were a traitor and they're coming after someone in the turret, then I'd warn my people like, "Yo, I don't know what you did, but they're on to you.
Or, like,
But you
something?
gotta fix this now.
You know
You
what I'm
have to
saying? Like,
fix this. You have to fix this." And when we're in the round table, if there's not enough votes, I'm not gonna vote for you. But if it sounds like I'm going room to room, what are you guys thinking? And they're still saying, Carolyn, Carolyn, Carolyn. Uh, I love you dearly, Carolyn, but listen, I'm gonna be one of those writing your name down.
yeah, I mean, duh, that's how I've always seen it, is just play until you can't, until they're way too obvious, until there's way too much suspicion where you can't defend them, help them, nothing. But I feel like he did go out of his way to, like, push Lisa. And I know he may say that, like, Jam Jam sealed his fate or whatever he said, but it's like, "Girl, I think Natalie easily could have gone home. It was him that, like, drove it." But I think it was smart too. I do, but good, I don't want Eric in the turret. I wanted a
Yeah.
housewife. Just
And
saying.
the first thing that Rob tells Candace in the turret, as a person, I feel bad, but as a player, Lisa had to go.
Why?
No, he said that in a confessional.
Why did Lisa have to go?
Her name was out there.
Yeah.
Her name was already Monet said her name weeks ago.
I don't think there was much on her is all I'm saying. I think that there was way more on Natalie. I do. I'm not mad about it. I wanted Natalie to say, but I think that if it wasn't for Rob driving it, I don't think she would have went that night. She would have been, like, gone the next night probably,
Yeah.
but we that's like
Um,
he's playing a great game and he has all the allies. He has everyone on his side. And so no, he's doing great, but it was like,
he's playing a quiet, faithful game. I think he's doing an amazing job. So, um, Rob and Candace talk at the turret. She's not trusting him, but he's telling her, I'm going to let you decide and have your choice of murder or do we seduce a faithful? She decided she wanted to murder. He gave her total freedom without telling her that he knew that Colton was on to her. And then who does she murder? Colton.
well,
And then
I
we
was
see the
shocked.
clips of Colton saying the night before to different people, I think it's Candace.
Which is so crazy that like, it just shows how smart he actually is too, with him then painting for, like, setting her up basically, because at first I
Well,
was
I
like, "Why are
mean,
you?"
she wrote his name down, so now it's either me or you. Both of us can't be in this turret anymore, I guess, because there's no trust. You dealt with that.
What?
How do you begin to
Yeah,
trust again? How do you forgive? You don't, you can't.
but to a
Because
way
then you
different level. That was baby, like, I feel like this was nothing. "Oh, she wrote the name down." I feel like that was I you know what I mean, though. I feel like but yeah, there is no going back after that for sure.
Yeah, there's never gonna be the trust is never gonna be there. Never gonna be there. So then we go to breakfast and Johnny's saying that it could be a recruitment and that the traders don't want someone that everyone loves that can make it to the end, which is true. As a trader halfway through the game, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you've been a trader, you want to bring in someone that's already sus so they can get up there and say,
Yes.
I'm a traitor, and they think that this person's been a traitor the whole time.
So that let's just jump into it then and say Eric, when he chose Eric, I was like, and again, I don't even but it makes sense though as well because he said, he's like, win alongside Eric. He's not
And
planning
they'll both
on
look like faithfuls, which is awesome. He's willing to share it with another fellow traitor. It doesn't have to be
yes,
one traitor against two faithfuls. He feels like he trusts him enough and the people trust them both enough that they could
that's
easily get
smart.
to the end.
So that in that way, if you're not trying to screw everybody, then that's smart because he is a faithful. And I honestly, so Rob's looking like a faithful too.
Rob's
So,
already lost Ron. He's already lost Colton. Now Eric's gonna do him a solid.
but I feel like too, like there's a lot of little faithfuls left. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like the hard ones to ever banish. You know what I mean? I can't see Tara.
Mhm.
Did someone just say Tara's name? I can't see her ever. Come on, girl.
No, and so, right during the breakfast, we hear Rob in his miv in his confessional say, um, that he has a Mark Twain quote that he loves. It ain't the things you
Yeah.
don't know that hurt you. It's the things you think you know for sure. And
Oh,
girl, he was
does that
dead on. He was dead
like,
on because he was like, now that Candace got rid of Colton, they're going to draw a connect line to her. And once that happened, that's all he had to do. He could run around the whole castle all day long and say, hey, who did Colton say last night? If I get murdered,
yeah,
look at this person. We have to do it for Colton.
he's smart. He's good. He's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Is he not? Do you think he's gonna win? I kinda do.
Ah, gosh, I'm rooting for him to do it. I am
'Cause who
rooting for him. Listen, I already wrote in chat BCC that he is among my favorite all-time traders, and if he wins, girl, he will
he's good.
be the best trader to ever play the game. So, Alan walks
Wonderful.
in, he talks to them. What?
I was
That I
gonna say
just said the
something.
best trader to ever play the game?
I'm not offended, me, I'm not. I was gonna say, everyone says no, everyone says Suri is, I thought.
Oh, listen, Phaedra was a great trader. So she won as a trader, but there has been some great trader. Phaedra was a phenomenal trader. And Kate, Kate did her dirty. All right, so
I
then
wouldn't say
Alan comes in, lets them know that they're gonna be doing a challenge. When Alan leaves, they start walking around the castle and talking real quick before they go to the mission. And that's when Candace decides that she's gonna start talking about Rob and saying, we need to look at these under the radar players. But he's not the only one. He's not the only under the radar player. There's a lot of
no, I
people.
feel like all of them are you kidding me? It's like the only like, Colton was, like, doing too much. It's good now that he was doing a lot, but what are the rest? Like, Johnny Weir, I feel like, is getting out there, and same with the dancer a little bit, right? But are, like,
I'm
what
missing
other
Michael Rappaport. I don't care. I'm missing Michael because I needed drama up in that damn castle. So at this point, Johnny says to Tara, who the fuck is it? Kristen thinks it's Mark. Tara thinks it's Natalie. Johnny thinks it's Steven. Like, that goes to show you how hard this game is. This game is really, really hard, especially when
Oh,
the
absolutely.
traders are not leaving little nuggets anywhere.
He's good. That Rob is good, and it's everyone says how quiet he is, so he's like a quiet, like, whatever, and it's like but he's quiet, but he's smart, and he's doing it, like, I'm really impressed.
I'm impressed by all of them. So they go outside right before the mission. It's Eric, Steven, Rob, Mark, and Natalie. And Eric says when he walks up, it's Candace. The throwaway vote has people sus on Candace. And Rob says, the last thing Colton said to me was,
Yeah.
it's Candace. So right then and there, listen, it's early in the morning and they're already talking about Candace. That's five people. There ain't but 11 people left. It's five people. Candace will vote her own way. That's six. That only leaves another five people. So either it'll be a tied vote or you can get one of the other five to vote with you. And Candace is gone. And this is early in the morning.
So you're saying all I'm saying is even with Candace, he wanted her out too, you know? Even so he really was he's playing a game where the second even anyone says someone's name, that's enough suspicion because as you know, names float for a while before they actually gain anything. So it's just crazy how he's able to I know that some people were suspicious of her, but I think you can either, depending on who your allies are, people can either shut it down or keep it going, and he kept it going.
Right before Colton went home, don't forget they said it's gotta be housewives in that turret, meaning more than just one. And now
Yeah,
that
which
Lisa's gone, the only one left is Dorinda and Candace. Dorinda doesn't have any heat on her, and I think that's also why they're coming after Candace.
why would they think it was going to be two housewives in the turret anyway?
I don't remember what the reasoning was, but they were like, what if it's housewives up in the turret? And then they started going with that
Yeah,
philosophy of the
which I thought
housewives.
was strange because it's like it's usually a mix, but you can't do that anymore either because it's different every time. So this was a fun challenge. This was the type of challenge where like you're like just doing some pictures and I like that. We had something similar where you got I feel like this episode what episode was this? 8?
Yeah, episode
Yeah.
8.
So episode 8, so we had the dolls this one where they were doing the nursery rhymes, and so we had one group at, um, looking for shields and then the other group with the phone. What was yours where you had the 2 groups? One looking for shields and one what was
We were running around in the castle while the group outside doing the bird calling was also able to get the shield. And then they tried to come in and say they weren't going to tell us who had the shields and that all the traitors were in the castle, which ended up being the truth. The traitors all were in the castle. I didn't know that at the time, but I was offended by it, because it was like putting a target on me, although there's like 10 people in here and 10 people out there. But it was crazy that in that challenge, they didn't even think for Eric to put his thumb in his mouth when he had to pretend to be a baby, on Candace's lap. Like it was so easy. Like put your thumb in your mouth. That's a baby. They're like, is that a pig head? Like, why would you
I
think it's a
was
pig head?
but I thought baby, even if he didn't have a thumb in the mouth, he's baby.
Yeah. Yeah, because why
I
would she
thought
have him wrapped in a blanket? But there was a picture of a pink pig. He's wrapped in a pink blanket.
Oh.
Maybe they assumed he was a pig because
Yeah, absolutely.
they're looking at all all the portraits in that
The
room, in the gallery.
gosh, girl, I made these chicken wings and my whole house smells like grease. When does that smell go away?
In a couple of hours. Next time
It's
you gotta turn the vent thing machine on your stove.
I did. It's
Give it some
strong.
time, it's okay. Open a
Oh, like,
window. Open a
it's
window,
well,
or no, you know what it is too? Once you clean your kitchen, once you get the dishes cleaned and whatever, if there's bone and skins in the trash can, take all that out. Cause whenever I cook fish, I take all the trash out. I make sure the kitchen is clean and the smell goes away.
it stinks. Ew,
Mhm.
you cook fast too, and you have a lot of energy, I will say. I was even getting tired. You've been up since I just wanna say you've been up since 9 a.m., probably even earlier than that.
Yeah,
You
so
did
I
the
woke up at 7, by 8:30 I was out the door. No, but my husband was cooking when I was headed home because we were just having salmon, the stuffed salmon, and you just gotta put that in the oven for like 20 minutes. So he was like, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm pretty close." He was like, "Okay, I'm turning the oven on, so by the time you go home, we're ready." Because we eat by 6 o'clock.
did that which gosh. Did they have snacks or anything for y'all?
We got lunch. I had a delicious Mexican salad, and then around 3, there was an order for coffee, but I only have my coffee in the morning. I don't do afternoon coffee.
No. And
So,
that's
I
what,
just got
like, for
water.
like, the beach drop, there was, like, there was because there's so many people there, like, survivor people and stuff too, so you could how did y'all manage your breaks with the line? Because then you just miss those people. Because I
Well,
certainly didn't get
we had real police there. And they were only allowing a certain amount of people to trickle in groups because um there was so
fired.
much backup at the idol and then at the
That was
different
same with us.
spots where they put clues. So there
They
was a
started
lot of
sending people.
congestion.
They started
Mhm.
sending people and giving them, like, time slots to come back. So did you eat, like but so you took a break and then the people that were in line at that time, you just said, "Sorry?"
Oh, they do that. I don't. They were like, guys, it's time for our break, but don't go anywhere. If you go to the bathroom or something, just be back. You guys are going to be the first ones in line. So they knew.
Oh,
Everyone came in groups pretty much.
that's very nice. I just well, good, it's me and the turtles, so, like, I couldn't, possibly do all like, I couldn't, but, that's really nice that they let them, like, wait and stay and
Yeah, they let I mean, our location was your location was bigger than ours. Yours is the Mall of the Americas. Ours was the museum, but it had several buildings. It wasn't just, it had several it's a huge museum. They have dinosaurs and everything in there. I was with a polar bear in the basement, which I'm gonna share that video tomorrow. Wait, but before we get
oh, fun!
sidetracked, hold on. After the mission is when Johnny gives Candace a heads up in the bathroom because of her vote yesterday that they're talking about her.
That's stupid, Sandra, good, it's not enough evidence, in my opinion, it's not because of her wonky vote this late in the game for that to be like, really? I'm just saying.
It's not even the wonky vote. Before she voted that way, Colton was already on her.
Yeah, but it's Colton who's getting everything wrong. So it like that's the
Well,
no but that's the evidence that you need is Colton being like, "Watch out for this person," and then you have a wonk vote. Yeah.
listen, I guess for me is as long as they're not throwing my name out there, I don't give a damn whose name they're throwing around
Oh, I
that damn
know.
castle.
It's true. It's true. I was just surprised by it. I was surprised that, like, that's it, and I
Yeah.
would've thought
Well,
too.
not for everyone because Dorinda and Tara and Mara were in the billiards room, and Dorinda was saying, the only thing that bothers me is Lisa putting her gold in Steven's trunk. Why would she do that? So now there's suspicion on Steven as well.
Good.
And Candace had said when the mission was happening, she wanted Steven to get the shield. You know,
Which
she was rooting for, like, like, saying she wanted Steven to get the shield.
which
Um,
this just shows that they're not like, these traders are not slipping up at all and not letting their emotions get the best of them, and I feel like because if they're going after Steven now, the quietest mouse there, this is just like
well, there's suspicion on him because then Candace takes Steven into a room, into the library room next to the food. Dorinda comes in with Johnny with their plates of food, and Candace says, "Can we have 2 minutes?" So Dorinda tells Johnny, that's telling. In other words, look who's in there talking. Candace and Steven.
yeah, he's
You know what?
toast.
Now that Candace is gone, I wouldn't be shocked if Steven is next.
I hope he is, am I right?
Yup. So Steven says Colton last night was tossing out your name. And Candace told him, well, Rob is was puppeteering. Remember? Listen, I'm Puerto Rican.
No, and
Puppeteering Colton.
I wouldn't
And
have
that
corrected you because I don't know.
puppeteering. Candace says Rob was I almost said puppeteering again. Rob was puppeteering Colton, and that's when Rob walks in and he says, "Candace, can I talk to you?" So Steven gets up and goes because Steven says, when we were talking about how Lisa's name first came up, that's what Steven says. Hey, we were just talking about, me and Candace were talking about how
Yep.
Lisa's name first came up. And then he looks at Candace and said, Candace, can I talk to you? So Steven gets up and leaves. And Rob says to Candace, we should talk. And they have a lot of talking to do. That's what I'm saying. Why they don't talk before the round table, which is essentially what's happening here. They're having that talk before the round table. I don't understand why they couldn't do that in the last 2 episodes before Lisa went home. Talk real quick. Just because you're with someone doesn't mean that you're automatically all three traitors in the kitchen.
I just think that as so like, girl, and you know how it is out there, there's not always if Boston Rob's, banishment in particular, there was no time. There was literally that was probably the short like, there was no time because, like, you know how the game is, like, it is not like that constant, like, Survivor where you're sleeping out there, you're, like, constantly game talking. We only get the designate, you know?
Mhm. No, that's why I feel like I would think that as a trader, you would have enough time to walk into a room and make a comment or say something to give each other a heads up. But when they start having this conversation on Rob and Candace, Candace says to Rob, "You knew Colton was saying my name,
Yeah,
and
she's
it's
smart.
convenient that you let me murder Colton." And Rob says, "This is a game." This is a game. And Candace says, "You're a snake." And she says, "If I get banished, your name will come up." I think she did that maybe to scare him,
Didn't work.
but he prepared for it.
And that's the thing too, is she figured it out, and I'm sure she probably thought there must be something up with that because she knew that they were hanging out and they were close and they were, she saw them together. So it's gonna be a little suspicious, like why she started thinking about it. Why is he letting me have my way to murder Colton? She's smart too.
Well, more to pacify her, to show her trust and goodwill, but also depending on what she thought of. Listen, she came to that decision on her own. You can only blame yourself. If she has to look back at where she screwed up writing his name down. That's when
which
she
is
screwed up, because I believe her
which is
when
so
she says, "I'm
crazy.
taking care of housewives." Like, I'm gonna stick with my housewives. Like, I'm sticking with the survivors. That's just what I'm gonna do.
Tell Jam Jam.
But we all play different. So now they get to the round table, and Rob said,
Yeah, I would have
in that
stuck with
round
you.
table, I have to remain calm. The more you mel, the more you mel. I can hear my family talking over there. The more you yell, the guiltier you look, and that is so true.
He's so good. It's like, is he literally half asleep when he's talking? He's so calm and he's so collected. Like, girl,
Because he learned from Traitors season 3 that you were a part of, that them traitors were in there fighting for their lives against each other. So he's like, if I could just stay quiet and calm, then it doesn't make me look guilty, and it's not like traitor on traitor.
I hope he wins. I swear if like Steven wins or something, or like, and I know he's
No,
probably gonna get,
Steven's
I
getting
know,
banished.
or but you know what I'm saying. If somebody like just completely, because we're getting there, Sandra, we're getting there.
When we go on Chat BCC for next week's episode, I'm gonna pick Steven as the one that's gonna get banished. Him and
Girl,
Natalie.
I have not I have not even done that little thing that you're talking about the
What? You
entire
gotta
season.
get your points in there.
Girl, that ship sailed. I forgot to do it. I never did it. It's too late now. Am I right? Yeah. Oh yeah, Natalie. What
Mhm.
do we think Natalie's odds are of I think she's kind of screwed too at this point because who's she with?
Yeah, I mean, they're looking for a guy now, so I think she might be in the clear. She's talking to a few people, but I don't know. She's not one of the faithfuls. Like, there's those faithfuls that
No.
you know under no circumstance are they traitors or could possibly be a traitor, and she's not one of them.
She's not one of them.
Um,
So even if she gets I feel like even if she gets to the end, there's no way,
yeah.
right? Sadly so.
So Johnny's telling Candace that he wanted to understand why she didn't vote for Lisa, and she's saying because there wasn't enough evidence for Lisa. The
That's a good
consensus was for Natalie. And then Natalie's like, "What? When did they who said this?" And she says Tara. Which I
answer.
don't agree. I understand Natalie at that point was mad, but I didn't agree with that vote for Tara simply because what if people were throwing your name out? I would have made sure that because I'm hearing everyone coming after Candace, that there was enough votes for Candace that I wouldn't end up going home. But she was the only. She threw her vote away for Tara. Candace threw her vote away for Rob.
I was shocked. I really was shocked by
'Cause she's
Natalie
a better
voting
game
him.
player than that. That little weird vote didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was shocked, but because that's not her.
Yeah. And then Natalie told Tara, "Yesterday you said we were good, and then you go behind my back to rally votes. This is a red flag," which it is. But again, Tara comes off as a faithful, so I don't think anything's gonna happen with that.
Nothing's gonna happen. And what do you what how do you feel about, like, the pair? Obviously, like, in Survivor, which this isn't, you if you have a duo, if you're a pair, you're
Nobody
looked
knows
at.
they're a duo. Nobody knows they're a duo.
So people okay, when they say that, I always looked at that as like, but girl, people they're literally always hugging, holding hands. And I'm not like I don't watch figure skating, Sandra, but I know who Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski are. They are literally like figure skating, like don't you think people know that, especially if one's like, I'm with figure skating. I'm figure skating.
Yeah, I mean, we run in the same me and Parvati ran in the same circles.
Yeah, but you guys had, like, your, rivalry.
You and Jam, no, well, Jam wasn't with you. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be in the same circles with people and still not be ride or die for them. So
Who
you
who
were
is
there
my
with
circle?
Rob, Jeremy, and Tony,
Say that
survivors.
say that again?
that you were there with Rob, Jeremy, and Tony, and you know what I'm saying? So them
Yep.
being in the same world doesn't constitute a tight friendship, you know?
Absolutely, you're absolutely correct. I just thought more people knew about them, but yeah, I didn't wanna be anywhere near their world, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
didn't wanna
well,
be
listen, if I go back to my notes from the last couple of days, whenever I write like these people are in the kitchen and these people are in the billiard room, it's rare for me to see Tara and Johnny in the same room at the same time. They're dividing and conquering because they're making sure that they hear what's going on between everyone else.
wow! Okay, so you're seeing it. I guess I'm seeing that maybe I'm getting a little bit maybe I'm getting it twisted by seeing that picture of him beside his bed the picture of her beside his bed, and then I see them holding hands and, like, hugging all the time, so I figured, like, people kinda
Well,
knew.
you saw the picture of her next to his nightstand in his bed, but no one
So
else
I'm
is going into that room and seeing that picture. So
I know, so I'm wondering if it's tricking my brain into thinking that everyone's seeing it that way.
yeah, no, 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 no. So Alan's after all the fighting back and forth, Alan asked if anybody wants to use the power of the dagger. Rob doesn't need to. He knows at that round table and he heard everyone's argument. And so he knows that they're voting for Candace, at least the majority. You don't have to get all the votes. You just got to get the majority of the votes. And he did the math in his head and he knows that she's going to go home. And Johnny says, I wonder if I'm still in this game because I'm close to someone in the turret. Yeah, you had a traitor Angel and Candace. You
Yeah,
sure
good
did,
luck
and I
now,
know
Johnny.
production hates Trader Angel because they don't want that to be a strategy, but that is a
Do
strategy
they?
to stick by someone that trusts you and enjoys you.
I they hate that?
I was told they hate that. Brittany told me they hate that. Brittany said they don't want anyone saying Trader Angel. They don't want people thinking that that's a way to get to the end. They want you to play the game.
What do you mean play the game? That's a way to play the game too, but, like
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's a way that if you could just figure out who the traitor is, then you have safe passage to the end and you don't have to get your hands dirty.
but that's why I like how Canada did that, where they would get more money if they got a traitor out. I did like that twist. Have you not seen Canada yet?
No, I need to watch it
It's
because I've
good,
watched
girl.
everything and I gotta finish watching the UK with the secret traitor. So
Girl,
the
it's
vote
good.
comes.
Canada's good.
I'm gonna watch it. Is it on Daily Motion? Where do I have to go?
I'll send you the info. I did
Oh
send you the
no, then
info.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
I thought you were watching it, no?
I do on Daily Motion, but not Canada.
Don't y Daily Motion gives me a headache, but I get it. That's how I watched your Survivor season.
Well, I'm
Australia.
logged in so I don't get commercials.
Oh,
I
how?
just
Is that
I'll sit it at the gym and I'll just be like on the elliptical like,
how do you
and
have it a
watching.
normal one? Mine's nothing but ads, and how's yours normal?
Cause I have an account. I opened up an account.
Oh, what am I doing with my life? Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay,
Girl,
but
I don't know, but let me tell you about these votes. Everybody voted for Candace,
yeah, what
with
the
the
heck?
exception of Candace, who voted for Rob, and Natalie, who voted for Tara.
So do you think part of that too with Natalie is because yeah, good, she remember how she thought that Candace was gonna vote for her, and she probably I do feel like that was Natalie's heartstrings come into play and not what I do, and I think
Oh,
as
because
strategic
yeah, because
I do.
Candace could have voted for her the last episode.
Yep, and she did not wanna vote Candace. I do believe that 100%, and she randomly did it to, Tara. That's all I'm saying. So I was shocked though that it was all Candace, and I was a little pissed because I secretly wanted even though I really think that Rob's doing a good job with everything, and it's like, wow, I wanted her to, like, kinda get one over on him, but that wasn't happening.
Yeah. So now, the talk before everyone goes to bed. Maura, Natalie, and Tara. Oh shit, we forgot to say Candace got banished. They got a second traitor, two in a row. They're celebrating.
Oh,
They're on a high. But now they're thinking that there's gotta be a man in that turret.
Thank
And
you.
that's where you
Get
have
'em
to set
out.
up the right man.
But that's which who else is left that are mad? It's getting a little
The men, the
well,
men is
Johnny,
Mark,
Mark,
Johnny,
Johnny,
Steven, Rob,
and Eric.
and Eric. And then the girls, it's Natalie, Tara, Kristen,
Yep,
Dorinda, and Tara.
yep. So, I don't know, I was sad to see Candace leave because I think that she was doing a good job, and it's like, I'm
She
not
was
super
doing a good
excited
job.
I'm not super excited for Eric to come. 2 men in there? No, I'm not. 2 faithful traitor-y men? Mm-mm. I really liked
Well,
Candace.
they're looking for a man, so Rob had to pick a man. It couldn't be
Yeah,
another woman. It
no,
had to
I
be a man, and Eric could be the one to but so far Eric doesn't have heat on him. So anyway, Candace unfortunately goes home. Like I said, her downfall was simply going after Rob and not wanting to vote out Lisa when so many people did. That's all she had to do was go along with everyone and everything would have been okay. She still would have been in the game. But Maura, Natalie, and Tara are in the kitchen, and
yep,
Maura says Johnny in front of Tara. And Tara
I know,
shakes
what the
her head and says, no. What did I tell you? Tara's gonna go and tell Johnny, Mara's throwing your name out. So you need to have a conversation with her and convince this chick that you're a faithful, which you
yep,
are.
which
But
is
it's so
crazy, you're
hard to
right.
convince.
They probably don't think they're close then if they're saying their name if she's saying her name like that.
Yeah. So they cut to Alan walking into the turret, telling Rob, you have no choice. You have to recruit. Rob is thinking, okay, it's between Eric, Mark, and Johnny. Um, and he finally makes his decision. And the next no, that same night, usually it's in the morning, but that same night, Eric goes, opens the door, probably thinks it's a confessional because they got Candace out. He's going to go talk about the victory of getting out a traitor 2 in a row. He opens the door and sees a piece of paper, and now he's scared. I think he probably thought it was a murder.
Probably. What did you think about his picks?
At first, I thought he would, invite Steven because Steven had heat on him. So Steven could get caught, but he trusts Eric. So there's a reason why. Listen, he's been playing an awesome game. I don't know all his reasons, but I trust his decision.
I think I do
He
too,
knows
and I
something
also
we don't know.
but also, like, I think that a lot of people look at Rob as the faithful. I do, and I think there's not any heat, same thing with Eric. He's like a little baby, literally, and so I can't see him going anywhere, and he said he wants to win with him, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So we get to them facing each other. Rob lifts up his hood. And Eric is shocked because he would have never ever suspected Rob. So listen, the countdown to next Thursday is here. I'm super excited. Thursday can't get here quick enough. I want to know what happens.
I'm
He's gonna
excited.
accept. He's gonna accept because
He has
um
to, otherwise he's dead.
why would you've gone so deep in the game. Why would you not take this opportunity and know that you're gonna at least survive all the murders? You only gotta worry about banishments now. Like, you have a higher probability of getting to the end and winning.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way he's gonna be like, "I'd
And
rather die."
he's already friends with Rob, so it's not gonna
Yeah,
be crazy or sneaky for them to be sitting there talking and,
yep.
putting together a plan.
I'd be shocked if yeah, I feel like I can see them winning, right? Can't you?
I can, but they still want a guy gone. So there's going to come a point in time where Rob might have to send Eric packing and set him up. They want a
How
guy.
though?
They want to find a guy trader. They know of 3 women. There's got to be a man in that mix.
So that's the thing though too. Eric is not like Eric is am I right? He is so faithful, girl.
Yeah, but what if he starts stuttering? What if he starts saying the wrong things like a Portia, we murdered such and such, or Natalie? Like when people start talking, they get confused. They trip over their own words. They say things they didn't mean. They don't even catch it. They don't even catch the mix up or the mess that they just made, the stuff that just came out of their mouth. They don't catch it.
We're stressed out there.
But now if Eric changes his behavior
Yo,
and
yeah, he's gonna be freaked
so
out.
they're gonna know that there was a seduction simply because no one's gonna get murdered.
Yep,
Everyone's gonna know, hey, we're down to one traitor. Someone has to get seduced. No one is dead. Everybody showed up to breakfast, which means we're down to one traitor. Someone got seduced. But who amongst all they already said it at breakfast before the whole chaotic day. We love everyone, we trust everyone, but someone here's a traitor.
I'm excited. There's only, what, 2 episodes left? 3?
Girl, I'm not no 3. Isn't it 9? 9, 10, 11.
That was 8? That la okay.
That was
Shh.
8.
That was episode 8. So we're on 9 is next week.
9 is next week.
How many
9
total
is next
total are
week.
there? I got banished on episode 9. So then there's episode in someone, okay, because I'm the reunion is an hour, correct? And then the final episode is 75 minutes. Is that true? When I Google it, it shows up only the UK one. Isn't the final episode
Yeah.
longer?
It's longer than an hour because I remember at our last episode, I wanna say it was maybe 2 hours? I
But
know we
but
woke up that morning, Sheree got murdered, then we went and did our mission, and that's when CT was talking to Kate, and it was CT, Kate, Trishelle, me, and MJ, 5 people left.
it is
And
2
then they
hours. It's gotta be, because
it's
I
gotta be
remember
2
having
hours.
to
Then
watch
they
that.
banished me, then they got rid of Kate, then they got rid of MJ, and then it was them 2. Yeah, I was like it was an hour and a half at least minimum, if not
Of
2 hours.
of but isn't the actual episode longer and then the reunion? Isn't it like, or are we talking reunion
And then the reunion was a
finale?
whole different day. The reunion wasn't right directly after.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, girl. Mhm.
Oh, I
Yep.
don't remember.
That's why we f like, yeah, I watched yours immediately after.
Girl, just like I watched 3 episodes on the first night, I'll watch 3 episodes that night because I wanna see all the I mean, listen, we're gonna find out really the truth behind a lot of stuff and why people went home, why people got banished, why people got murdered. I'm dying to hear what Ron has to say, Michael Rappaport, the way they went out.
I feel like with so many interviews and crap too, I feel like so many people just talk and we know it anyway. That's why Jam better shut the hell up. But
He'll be fine. I'm sure he listened to all your advice. Well, my lovelies, Carolyn, listen, I've been going since early in the morning.
I
Um,
know!
I'm still in my Pearl Islands t-shirt from my autograph signing today and picture taking. We did an idol draw. Good luck to whoever wins in North Carolina. Good luck to whoever wins in Minnesota.
All right, that's a scary shirt. Okay, thank you.